heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8". I'm 5'8".
Terence Crawford has now fired back at Canelo Alvarez for saying he was an effortless opponent. You know what I mean. My arm is longer than his. You know the new world champion didn't appreciate Alvarez's words and claimed Alvarez isn't really as great as he thinks. Why not?
No, I think Crawford don't give me ground. He's a great fighter.
Boxing's pound-for-pound king has fired shots back at Canelo Alvarez for underestimating his abilities in the ring and calling their highly anticipated fight an effortless one.
$100 million? I heard Turkey offered you a big money already.
150.
150?
Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican superstar, has opened the door to a possible showdown. The opponent is none other than the recently victorious Terence Crawford. His statement has set the boxing world abuzz with excitement and speculation, as he is ready to face Crawford. But there's a catch. The price has to be right.
But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So
The three-belt super middleweight champion didn't mince words about the possible matchup. He acknowledged Crawford's skill, but showed confidence in his own abilities. He stated that he would be open to fighting Crawford if the price intrigues him.
he's right. I'm in because I don't like to fight guys like that.
Why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. Easy money. If the money is right, I'm in, said Alvarez via Sway Universe. This potential clash of titans comes on the heels of Crawford's recent win.
I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean?
The American boxer barely defeated Israel Madoff in a controversial decision last Saturday. Despite the win, Crawford's showing left some fans underwhelmed.
I believe in my abilities.
But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. And he finally fired back at Canelo Alvarez for claiming a fight against him was an easy fight while Crawford was lenient in his retort. He ran a quick assessment of Canelo Alvarez's ability and claimed Canelo isn't actually who he thinks
He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like, he's 5'8". I'm 5'8".
He said, "I've just been talking, man. Canelo is a big dude, you know what I mean, but at the same time, I believe in my skills. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy.
You know what I mean? 'Cause my arm's longer than his, you know?
I'm 5'8". My arms are longer than his. You know that fight won't be easy. It'll be good. My arm is longer than his. Canelo, ever the businessman, sees a chance in this matchup. He's open to the fight, but only if the financial terms meet his standards. The Mexican champion's asking price is reported to be in the $150 million range. That's enough money to buy a small island.
I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
However, Crawford's team might have different ideas about the purse split. They argue that Crawford gets similar money to Canelo Alvarez. It's a bold claim given Crawford's limited experience in megafights in a stunning development that set the boxing world abuzz. A dream matchup inches closer to reality. Turkey Al-Alek, the mastermind behind the Reed season, has dropped a surprise about Canelo versus Crawford.
Do it. Why not? Why not? I think Crawford don't give me ground.
The head of the General Entertainment Authority revealed he's made an offer to Canelo Alvarez for this potential mega fight could pit two of boxing's brightest stars against each other. Alal Sheikh didn't mince words when discussing the plan with Asen. "I gave Alvarez an offer. If he's smart, he'll accept it. If they accept, we want to see this fight," said Alal Sheikh via Dozen.
Get a fight with him.
If the money is right,
Both fighters are coming off recent wins. Canelo won over Hamungia, while Crawford edged out Israel Madrimov in a nail-biter. These wins have only heightened the anticipation for a possible clash. However, there's a catch, and it's a weighty one. Crawford's recent fight was at 154 lb, while Canelo Alvarez works at 168 lbs, but Crawford, ever the warrior, has hinted at his readiness to bulk up. The possibility of a lucrative payday can be quite the motivation booster. Who wouldn't consider packing a few pounds for a multi-million-dollar paycheck? However, Canelo Alvarez must first overcome the big test in front of him, which is his fight against Edgar Berlanga regarding the fight Terence Crawford predicted. While Crawford was laser-focused on adding to his boxing reputation last weekend, that didn't stop Bud from giving his thoughts on Alvarez versus Berlanga. "I think Alvarez stops Berlanga," Crawford offered during a recent interview with the Stomping Ground champion. "Someday, I just think Berlanga is head over heels with this fight." He continued, "I think Berlanga can be a great winner someday. I just think
that fight with Canelo that happened would be at 168, go up 2 divisions and win. Why is it different in Terence Bud Crawford's case?
The skills pay the bill.
If Canelo gets past Berlanga just as Crawford has gotten past him, a dream of then, at that point, the pair will continue their charge toward making the super bout happen, moving up from 154 libby to 168 libby to lock it in. But that fight with Canelo, if it happened, would be at 168, going up 2 divisions and winning. Why is it different in terms of Crawford's case? Because skills pay the bills, and if it does all line up, Crawford has the utmost faith in his authority over the sweet science. Skills pay the bills. Crawford said about his supposed edge over Alvarez, and I got the skills to pay when they ask him for the Durant fight. They don't want to get credit for that fight. He's the same for me. Crawford surprised fans and analysts when, after a statement Errol Spence Jr. win to become undisputed at 147, he said he wanted to move up 3 divisions to 168 to fight Canelo for his 4 world titles. The Mexican hasn't entertained the call out much, claiming he would get no credit for beating the smaller man and saying the fight wasn't in his immediate plans. Canelo then revealed the 2 keys to victory: calm and body shots. Just be patient, prepare myself like always, and be patient. Work the body, but I think being patient is the key. Everybody looks for the head, and it's very tough to hit that kind of fighter in the head. However, the head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority revealed to ESPN that he is looking at making the super fight in either December or January over in the United States. Saudi Arabia has basically taken over the combat sports world, especially boxing, and the face of all of this is Turkey. Alik, as you guys heard, Javante said, "I'm the face of boxing for making deals with the UFC to send high-profile guests to boxing events." He has done it all. Now he is after another thing: getting Canelo Alvarez to agree to fight Terence Crawford. I'm working to bring Canelo, but it will be a big fight for Crawford. Alal Sheikh said, "I'll talk with him the names." Former 2-weight undisputed champion Crawford is working with Alik for his upcoming clash against World Boxing Association super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov on August 3rd in Los Angeles. Wants Benavidez to face Artur Beterbiev versus Demetrius Bivol winner and would like to make Canelo versus Terence Crawford. Providing he wins that fight against Canelo should come next for Bud. You got 2 of the top fighters of this decade, not just in the past year or so, Crawford said of a possible meeting with Canelo. You've got 2 fighters that have been at the top for 10 years. You got the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and you got the number 1 money man. I never like to overlook anybody. I am fighting coming up on August 3rd, and that's where my main attention is. What do you think about that fight in terms of you facing Canelo? Did you see chances for yourself? Oh, most sure. Canelo showed he is still the best 168-pounder on the planet when he retained his undisputed super middleweight titles on Saturday night against Jaime Munguia via unanimous decision. Crawford witnessed the fight and returned his verdict quickly. What do you think about that fight in terms of you facing Canelo? Did you see chances for yourself? Most sure. What a lot. I thought it was a good fight, he added. I thought Mungu fought hard. I just think his inexperience caught up to him and made him fall in and square up, and not moving in with his punches allowed Canelo to sit back, counter, and pick his shots. Canelo was a real patient. He beat. What did you think about that fight? It was a great fight. Mia showed his heart and drive. He just wasn't stepping in. Canelo kind of looked like he carried him. Alal Sheikh is also planning to stage a Yakuza 5 vs 5 event for December, in the same format as the Queensberry Matchroom 5 vs 5 on June 1st, but with a team of British boxers fighting against a team of Americans. This is all part of the Saudi boxing chief's plan to improve boxing. Boxing is broken, but I think we don't need to get everything back together, said Alal Sheikh. Indeed, boxing sat at the top of the global sports landscape for much of the 20th century. But with the best matchups being relegated to pay-per-view, the sport's lack of a centralized governing body, and the minimization of pugilism at the Olympics, the sport has waned in popularity since we need to improve it with something else. We have a strategic vision where we have found untapped opportunities and are committed to market improvement. They know I love the way you can add any fighters you want as number 5. Have way not F Boxer O from Quinbury or Matchroom. The fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will surely be one of the biggest boxing fights ever. They're two boxing titans that hold all the gold in their various divisions, but a matchup between them has always looked impossible. However, if recent events are anything to go by, a mega fight between undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez and previous undisputed welterweight champion Terence Crawford might be moved from the fantasy fight section into reality. Canelo Alvarez boasts 61 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses, while Terence Crawford is perfect with 41 wins in all 41 fights with 31 knockout victories. Both fighters had their last outings end with dominant wins. Canelo outpointed Jaime Manga, while Crawford beat his rival to become a 4-weight world champion. As a result, both fighters are in high demand with fans and media hyping up a possible showdown between them. The Saudi promoter, who now holds power over major promotions and is surging as the fulcrum of boxing, remains committed to ensuring he has the biggest fight made with his venture into American soil, with Israel Madrimov versus Crawford in Los Angeles on August 3rd as a Riyadh season event. The signs are clear. Al Heyman is known for his deep pockets and love of sports, and he is eager to bring Crawford his fight of choice. He wants to fix boxing, and one way to do it is to stage fights that fans want to see, like Alvarez versus Crawford. So the 42-year-old has stated his desire to pour his money in and make it happen. Music. He told ESPN's Mike Coppinger, "I will give Canelo what I think is a fair price. If he takes it, he deals directly with me to finish the deal. I don't want anyone in the middle. I promised Crawford a big fight. I want Canelo for Crawford, and Crawford wants Canelo. But if Canelo is crazy with his financial demands, I will still promise Crawford any fight he wants." The GAA linchpin has already taken the heavyweight division by its horns and helped stage Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury. He was looking to expand his impact on other weight categories. Music. Too unquestionably, Alvarez versus Crawford is the perfect chance to do it. Will he be able to splash close to $150 million once asked by the Mexican champion for fighting David Benavidez? The price tags don't deter his excellency, Turkey Alec, but why is Crawford 36 hell-bent on facing the super middleweight champion? Crawford, at 40, has almost cemented his reputation with a win over Errol Spence Jr., becoming undisputed at 147. However, he wants to close his career with a bang with the biggest fight of his career, and he sees Alvarez, 34, as the perfect fit. Bud stated the same when he sat down with Ariel Helwani and declared music. "Canelo is going to add way more to my legacy and my bank account. I want to have a memory that's something that people talk about for ages. I want to have a bank account that lasts as well." But while Usyk predicted the fight in favor of Terence Crawford, their stardom makes it look like there's been some damage to his friendship with Terence Crawford. Recently, Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn was asked about the Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fight and if Canelo wants the fight once he's done with Edgar Banga, as there have been talks of him not wanting the fight because he won't get the credit for defeating a smaller Crawford. I think he